The Philadelphia Phillies seem to be making a bit of a lineup change going into Sunday night's game, and it could have an effect on a certain player's availability and being able to play more once Bryce Harper returns to the lineup. We're going to get into all of that today on the newest episode of Phillies Digest, but I do want to remind you guys really quick, if you have not subscribed to the channel already, please do so. You see there's graphs on here. I know you guys don't love these numbers, whatever. Hit that subscribe button if you like the channel. Myself and Sean Menard are working really hard, as always, over a video a day for you guys. This is the best place to be on YouTube for all things Phillies. So we are probably going to see a bit of, not necessarily a lineup change, but a bit of a defensive change and something new for a guy by the name of Otto Kemp. Yes, Otto Kemp will probably be playing left field tonight. For the first time in the major leagues and just for the 8th time in his pro career. He played 7 games down in Lehigh Valley this season. So we spoke to Rob Thomson before yesterday's game. He wouldn't necessarily say if Kemp was going to get the nod in left tonight, but it does seem like it is going towards that. It seems like they want to give Max Kepler a bit of a night off, specifically, this right-handed heavy lineup. David Peterson's going for the Mets tonight, and while this team is strayed away a bit from, maybe the platoon aspect of the lineup, David Peterson's very, very tough against lefties, so you probably won't see a ton of lefties in there tonight, which leaves Otto Kemp for left field. So once again, just the 8th time in his pro career. You'll probably see him out there tonight. Rob Thomson said yesterday, I feel comfortable with him out there because I've seen him out there before. It's not necessarily, gold glove outfield out there, but it's good enough. It's manageable, and it frees up, another position for Kemp to possibly play once Bryce Harper comes back. Obviously, once Harper comes back off of the IL, he's still probably going to be playing mostly all first base. Harper did some throwing drills yesterday. He was hitting off of a tee, doing some dry swings, throwing the ball normal speed. He's slowly improving. There's still no technical timetable on Bryce Harper's return, but it does seem like it will be here eventually. It's pretty hard right now to throw a date on it. I know Rob Thomson did say that Harper will travel with the team to Houston, not saying he'll play in Houston, but he will be on the road trip this time because he was not in Miami because he stayed back in Philadelphia to get more work back there, because it's really just a lot easier for these guys to get their sort of rehab work in back at the home stadium rather than on the road. But a good buddy, Jeff Kerr, wrote this up for CBS Sports last night about Otto Kemp in the outfield. He said the Phillies appear set to put Kemp in the outfield for Sunday's finale against the Mets, just their second look at a left-handed starter since Kemp was called up to the majors 2 weeks ago. The roster has changed significantly since then, with Buddy Kennedy joining the big league club this week after Weston Wilson was optioned down to AAA Lehigh Valley. Why was the Wilson move significant? He was the right-handed bat the Phillies used in a platoon against left-handed starters, which they faced plenty of in the first 2.5 months of the season. With Wilson in Lehigh Valley now, that leaves a right-handed bat available off the bench in the outfield. And here comes Otto Kemp, who doesn't have a significant amount of time at the position. The Phillies don't want to keep Kemp out of the lineup, and they want to give at-bats to Kennedy when a left-handed pitcher is on the mound. Kennedy is expected to play first base and Kemp left field while Bryce Harper is out with wrist inflammation. Really, the biggest thing is the Phillies haven't seen a ton of lefties. That's why you haven't seen a ton of Edmundo Sosa recently. That's why Weston Wilson really wasn't in the lineup that much. And Rob Thomson does credit some of Wilson's struggles to just rarely any playing time. I mean, they face one starter, basically, one left-handed starter over the last about week and a half, 2 weeks. There hasn't been many lefties, but this is the chance for Otto Kemp. Obviously, like we said earlier, this was back on Friday. The Phillies optioned Weston Wilson to AAA. Buddy Kennedy was recalled from Lehigh Valley, and Aaron Nola was transferred to the 60-day IL. As far as just more from Rob Thomson on Kemp in the outfield and specifically first base. Jeff asked Rob Thomson on the improvements he's seen from Otto Kemp at first base, and Rob Thomson said really the biggest improvement was his footwork. He said he's made some really nice plays, but it's all really about situational stuff for a guy that's moving to first base. The ball's in the 3-4 hole, which ground balls to go after. the cutoff responsibilities, relay responsibilities, that type of thing. He's going to catch a ground ball. He's an infielder, and he's going to throw accurately. It's just all the situational stuff. And he is improving. This was once again from Jeff Kerr. He said Otto Kemp had a leap and catch in foul territory to end Tyrone Taylor's at bat in the 6th inning and a diving stop to Ron Juan Soto of a hit in the 7th inning. In that same inning, Otto Kemp held the bag on a high throw from Trey Turner to save an error and complete the out. Trey Turner made a diving play to prevent Brandon Nimmo from getting a hit. He's made some really nice plays, says Thomson, but it's all really about situational stuff for a guy. Once again, we just did read this. But, yeah, this is going to be a big one. Tonight, once again, I expect to see Kemp out there in left. This is kind of a night where you can not necessarily start to experiment things because you want to win the series, and obviously you don't want to put yourself at a disadvantage. But if Otto Kemp was a bad outfielder, they wouldn't be putting him in there. They're going to continue to give him chances, and they want Buddy Kennedy to get some reps in there as well. He's had a really nice AAA season, has an OPS over like 840, I believe. Obviously, we all remember Buddy Kennedy from last year. He was up here for a few games, a little bit of a spark out of Millville, New Jersey there. But tonight, it should be the expecting move of Otto Kemp in left and Buddy Kennedy at first. Other than that, any real Phillies updates right now? Bryce Harper, once again, just sort of going through the motions. We spoke to Bryce Harper down at Citizens Bank on Friday, and Harper said it's really just a waiting game. There's no surgery needed. There's no structural damage. It's nothing with a bone. It's just going through the healing process and not doing too much right now, but also still starting to ramp back up a little bit at a time. Aaron Nola did throw on Friday, and I believe he threw yesterday as well. That is a good sign for Nola, who was just transferred to the 60-day IL. But yeah, the Phillies go for the series win tonight on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball versus the Mets. Jesus Luzardo versus David Peterson. Obviously, Saturday night was a brutal one. 7 home runs by the Mets. They tied the all-time Major League record for most solo home runs in a game with 7. Brandon Nimmo had 2. Juan Soto had 2, including a mammoth to the second deck in right field. The Phillies blew the Mets out Friday night. The Mets blew the Phillies out Saturday night. Math guy, that means it should probably be a good game tonight. Sunday Night Baseball, national TV, the last game on the slate for baseball today. A lot of baseball today, but Phillies take over the last. But tonight's lineup, expect to probably see Otto Kemp in left field. I don't want you guys to be shocked. That's why we're getting this video out before. Otto Kemp in left, Buddy Kennedy at first. That is probably what you'll see at least starting tonight. And then they will see, I believe, 2 or 3 lefty starters this week. So expect to see it a few other times as well. This has been the newest episode of Phillies Digest. My name is Luke Arcaini, and I will see you next time.